Hello, viewers. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. This is MD Saiful Islam and assistant teacher of College Adarsh School Rangan Nogan, and you are most welcome in my Saiful English Academy learners. The students who are very weak in English, who think English as hard subject still today, who can do pronounce any words accurately, who can do spelling any words correctly, who can do change narration from direct to indirect, who can do change voice from active to passive, who can form various kinds of tech question. There are some students in our country who have various kinds of problem in our English grammar. Besides, there are some students in our country who can learn English in our coaching center for their financial problem. Only for the students, I want to dedicate my video classes so that they can be fit and can be perfect in future and can be remove all the weakness about English language. So, my dear learners, of course, you know that, my dear learners, with this purpose, and I already various kinds of class have been uploaded in my YouTube channels with the reference of my previous classes. So today's class have been present in front of you with a new new class named Rules of being silent of G letter. Rules of being silent of G letter. Of course, you know that, my dear learners. In my previous class, I tried to teach you about the rules of pronunciation of G. Of course, you know that, my dear learners. You were told that, my dear learners, in my previous class, if while E, while I, and Samuel Y is used after the consonant G letter, then consonant J clear the sound ja, which is called subsound. But you were also told that, my dear learners, at the time of making understands about the rules of pronunciation of the letter. If while a letter, O letter, U letter, L letter, R letter is used after J, then the creates the God sound. You are also told that, my dear learners, in my previous class, if double J is used in a word, then G letter creates God sound, hard sound. And you are also told that, my dear learners, if G letter is used any word as the last letter, then such kinds of situation G letter creates go letter. Of course, you know that of that you watched my previous class smartly. So, my dear learners, today's class have been present in front of you with our new announcement and new class rules of being silent of the letter. Of course, you know that, my dear learners, English is not our mother tongue and English is a foreign language. And of course, you know that, my dear learners, it's very hard and complicated to learn a foreign language. But according to the concepts of various kinds of experts, language experts, if you practice more and more any foreign language, it must be very easier one day, inshallah. And with the concept, I am trying to teach you about the various kinds of rules of pronunciation of English alphabet and English lecture and after all about the English language. So, my dear learners, take a look at the board and try to understand. There are some words in our grammar we can see or we can notice every day in our dictionary and in our textbook, my dear learners. At the time of reading and writing and speaking, notice clearly that, my dear learners, there are some words which words has no any sounds of the letter. And with a reference about this concept, I have been present in front of you. So, my dear learners, now take a look at the board and try to understand. At first, I have writing a rule of being silent of G letter in a word. My dear learners, the rules is that, my dear learners, if G letter and N letter is used, joined together, these two categories of letters joined together are used at first or last of a word. The sound of G letter must be silent. Of that, you have understood clearly, my dear learners. Sometimes we can see that, my dear learners, G letter, and N letter. Of course, you know that, my dear learners, G letter and N letter occurs of fewer consonant, fewer consonant. But sometimes these two letters are used joined together, maybe first letters or last letters of a word. And if you can notice such condition, you will have to keep the silent sound of the letter. Of that, you have understood clearly, my dear learners. With this reference, I have written some example in the board. So, my dear learners, take a look at the board and try to understand. First example I have written in the board: G N A T, G N A T, net. Natch. Look at the board and try to understand. In this word, N letter, G letter, and N letter is joined together and used first letter G N G N G N G N G N. Okay, my dear learners, if you notice such condition, the G letter and N letter is joined together and used first or last of a word, the sounds of G letter must be silent. And look at the board, my dear learners. Number example number 6. Gisign. Gn. Gn. Last letters Gn. 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 Okay, my dear learners, if you notice such condition, then you will have to keep the silent sound of G letter. Silent sound of G letter. So, my dear learners, take a look at the board and try to understand. What the correct pronunciation of this word? First example, my dear learners, GNH, net. GNH, net. Net means dash. Net means dash. Next word, I am trying to analyze this. GNASS, Nash. GNASS, Nash. Nash means দাঁত কর্মর করা, দাঁত কর্মর করা. Next example, my dear learners, I am trying to make you understand. GNAW, no. GNAW, no. No means অনবরত কামড়ানো, অনবরত কামড়ানো. Next example, I am trying to teach you and try to pronounce the correct according to the rules of correct pronunciation as the British and American style. GNOME, nom. GNOME, nom. Nom means both. Nom means both. Next example, my dear learners, GNARLED, nerd. Nerd. The correct pronunciation of this word will be in this way. Nerd. Silent sound of J. Silent sound of J. Nerd means granthil. Nerd means granthil. My dear learners, next example I have written DESIGN, DJIN, DJIN, DJIN. In this word, the sounds of G letter must be silent. Must be silent because in this word, the G letter and N letter is used to join together and as the last letter of this word. My dear learners, of the you have understood that design means Noxstar. Design means Noxstar. Next word, I'm trying to teach you. Can you gauge what the correct pronunciation? Of course, I know that my dear learners will be able to reply the questions. The correct pronunciation of this word will be SIGN. 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 The sounds of the letter must be silent. Sign means chihno. Next letter FOREIGN. 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 In this letter, the sounds of G letter must be silent and foreign means boideshik. Boideshik. Next word I have written in about my dear learners ASSIGN. Assign. Assign means sthir kora. In this word, the sounds of G letter must be silent. Of course, you know that. What the region? Of course, you know that, my dear learners. Next letter, I am trying to pronounce REIGN. REIGN. Rain. Rain. REIGN. Rain. Rain means Rajata. Rain means Rajata. Next word, my dear learners, RESIGN, rejoin, rejoin, rejoin. Can you gauge what the correct pronunciation of this word, my dear learners? Of course, we know that from our previous class, the sounds of S, of course, Dontasha, of course, Dontasha, and sometimes creates Murigaja. What is the reason of this, my dear learners? Of course, you know that, my dear learners, because about suspense of condition, about the suspense of rules of sounds of S equal to sa or ja have been uploaded in my YouTube channels. If you don't know what the reason, you may watch my previous classes that you have understood clearly. Rejoin. You were told that, my dear learners, if double vowel is used before and after of S letter, then at this situation S letter creates the soft your sound, your sound. In this region, for this region, the correct pronunciation according to the rules of correct pronunciation is as the British and American. The correct pronunciation of this word will be RESIGN, rejoin, rejoin. Rejoin means পদত্যাগ করা. Rejoin means পদত্যাগ করা. Hope that you have understood clearly. I don't want to lengthen my today's class, my dear learners. But before finishing my today's class, I want to share something with you, my dear learners. Of course, you know that, my dear learners, I am Bangladeshi by birth, and English is our not motherland, and English is a foreign language. But I'm trying to use English conversation at the time of my making video classes. So, my dear learners, I want to apologize to you if you at first I want to apologize to you if you notice our faults and mistakes in the midst of my video classes. Please excuse me, pardon me, and pray to Almighty Allah for me so that I can serve you, I can comfort you in this way through my video classes, through out my life. So, my dear learners, now much today come to stay again with a new advertisement, a new class. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.